Okay. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that's 2 hours I can't get back.
2 hours. Why was this movie 2 hours long?
There's a lot of attention that Aaron Pierre is getting as of late, especially on the cusp of the Mufasa origin story coming out later this year. At this point, Aaron has not. He's only maybe been in like 9, 10 things like in his career as far as movies go, and so he's pretty early in his career, and I think that people are more caught up in the hype that is being built up to come, and they're not really looking at this movie Rebel Ridge for what it was.
I'm so ready to get into what it was and what it wasn't. Like, please, child, let's go.
The movie, I'm going to be honest with you before we even get into this trailer, y'all. The movie was not what y'all making it out to be. Cut it out.
Stop it.
Let's watch this trailer real quick of Rebel Ridge, and we're going to be right back with our very honest conversation. Okay?
I need to report a crime.
You do not stand in my station in front of my officers and set terms. You need to be very, very careful.
Let's not do that. So I was thinking, what if we just walk away?
Well, now you're starting to talk.
I was like, nah.
I forgot to do something here. So, again, this film stars Aaron Pierre, who is playing as Terry. And because of that, just a second.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Just a second here. Wait a minute.
Oh, no.
I meant
you ain't got to do this. You don't have to.
Yeah. So anytime you hear that sound here on this platform, that means we are discussing a Black British talent, okay? And I always like to point that out. I really like to point that out, especially the fact that this movie would have been the same movie had the lead character just been British. Same movie.
Or if they had just been an American actor from Louisiana.
well, what's crazy is that the director must have been highly obsessed with the idea of getting a Black British actor to play this, because the original actor that was cast to play this, and we'll get into this conversation much later, but just touching on it, the original actor that was cast to play this was John Boyega. We know John Boyega, who did Star Wars. He also was in They Clone Tyrone and so on. But something happened where he ended up literally like leaving the production.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
And,
that's tea. Okay. You got the inside scoop. All right.
This is what they saying, that he left the production and they eventually recast it with Aaron. So they had a Black British guy already, and they must have been dead set on, getting the visa and
like, I don't understand. Like, it's just, why do we keep doing this? Why do y'all keep, and this is no shade to the Black British actors. Like, this is no shade, but like, was no one else available?
I'm sure there were other people that were on the lineup, but they chose who they chose because there's something disarming. Now, also, the director is a white guy. There's something disarming about a British accent. And then
you're trying to go deep. You're trying to go deep. All right.
And then pairing that up with the eyes. And let's be honest, okay? I ain't even a hater like that. Aaron Pierre is a handsome fellow, right? We see it, nigga. Okay, you got your cheekbones and your jawline and all that. Fine. He's tall. Okay. He got all the things.
You forgot to say body yaddy.
I don't care. And I get it. He's very marketable. He's going to be able to do all those things or whatever. And The problem is, though, is with the context of the movie, with the way it starts and the things that it's about, I do think that the story would translate differently with a dark-skinned male lead. Mm-hmm. This is probably picking at nits, but it becomes a totally different kind of story versus a more a light-skinned male lead. And I won't go too far down that thing, but I think there's something disarming about the British accent. And I had this same feeling when we watched Aaron's performance in MLK/X, the limited series that they did. Is that I feel like, since I know in my mind that he has this British accent, I feel like there are times where when he's speaking and he's doing dialogue and stuff, I feel like he's really focusing on doing the American accent. And I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't ever get lost in the fact that he's doing a good job. It's not a bad, he's not doing it bad or whatever. But I feel like he's, in certain scenes, he's really focused. Like he'll just say, yeah. Like, I'm like, bruh, I feel like you're really focusing on trying to make sure you don't slip up and say something like in a tone that sounds a little British, right? But that's neither here nor there. So it stars Aaron Pierre. Who is the young lady? I've seen her in other stuff too.
Her name is Anna Sophia Robb.
Okay.
She plays a character called Summer.
And so those are our two mains. We don't really have to go too far there. There is someone I do want to talk about a little bit, and we'll see if we get her name. But the movie was originally written or meant to be. The movie was in production for like 5 years, by the way.
5 years?
Yeah. So it was meant to start in 2019. Then we know what happened after that, the shutdowns and everything. And then when production picked back up, then John Boyega dropped out. And then here we are in 2024 with the recasting, and then they shot everything. So that's 5 years. This story would have hit harder 5 years ago. This story would have hit harder 4 years ago, 3 years ago. And that's because there's the police brutality angle, right? So we see two obviously racist cops, obviously corrupt cops, knock him off his bike, and they don't realize who they messing with. This is the story. If you've seen Walking Tall, if you've seen season 1 of The Reacher, this kind of story is not new. You have a corrupt local police force, and you have a rogue, retired military veteran who wants to, make it right or do whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't anything we haven't heard before. We've seen the police brutality that be a theme. We've seen the cops being a-holes. Like, we've seen this. We've seen the ex-military. Like, there was nothing standout-ish about the storyline. I felt like from the point of them knocking him off his bike and it being a whole thing, him trying to, keep the money. They took his money, this and that. We won't go into it. But the point I'm making is it took a long time for it to really get anywhere from that point. I felt like the beginning started slow, and I was like, okay, so when's the action coming? Okay.
They let me down.
The action. Say again?
They let me down.
Like, literally. And I'm like, by the time we got the action, it was like, okay, it's a little too late. Like, there was nothing standout-ish about what was happening. And I agree that Aaron Pierre he's likable, he's marketable, but as a ex-military, like, tough guy, like, I wasn't sold. I wasn't sold, and I kept waiting for the point to where they were going to sell me on that, and they weren't. And they never did. They didn't. I
felt like they were laying in the mystery pretty thick early on, which I was like, okay, cool. So now there's something for me to like watch and like, try and guess at. Cool. He is, trying to meet up with his cousin, and like you said, they take all this money and all this stuff. He's trying to post bail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. When they finally get to the point, spoiler alert, when they finally get to the point where his cousin, who's being transported from one jail or prison to another, he ends up, being killed or whatever.
That should have been.
Y'all lost me at that point, because at that point that was his whole motivation the first time.
Literally, and I ain't gonna lie to you, T. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I dozed off a little bit after that point. And
Yeah,
I woke up.
It was something totally different.
I literally said, so why is the movie still going if the cousin has died? You've missed the opportunity to bail him out. The whole point of you doing this is trying to get your money back so you can bail him out. Now the cousin is dead.
We don't even know why the cousin got killed or what the threat was and why he was so hell bent on saving him from who, what, when, where. Because it wasn't the corrupt police that killed him. It was wherever he got to where he was going. He got set up and he got offed. We didn't know who, because here's where I thought it was gonna go. When he makes himself get caught by the police because he goes to the courthouse, right? After he's done whatever he did, he goes to the courthouse and they run up on him and take him in. I thought he was trying to get locked up so he could then get to his cousin. And I thought that's where we were going. I thought he was going to be like, okay, get me booked in ASAP because I need to get in there with my cousin. And then we was going to see a bunch of things pop off. Woo, woo, woo. That did not happen. Once his cousin was gone, there was no more reason for him to be there. What they tried to do is they tried to revert his attention to, okay, there's this girl who, she's gone through stuff. She's helping me out. She knows about the corrupt system. And I've now had an attachment to her to some degree. And she needs my help. I'm going to go back and help. To me, they didn't do a good job of that because the way she helped him here and there wasn't enough individual time spent or enough of chemistry between them that would have made him be like, oh, yeah, let me go back and help her. No. And then also, I thought he said he didn't give out his number. How did she call him when she needed him?
He did say he didn't give out his number. He did.
So, that's what they try to do. I don't think they did a good job of that because there was just no... I don't know. But anyway,
they missed the mark on this, T. They really
did. And it just ran long. The best scene in the film, there were some great cinematography choices. But the best scene in the film is when Terry goes to the police station and he's standing out front, okay? And they pull up his records. They've get a fax over from who, they're trying to figure out who he is or whatever. And then they do a good job of making that scene subtly intense by telling the young female officer to look up the information. She can't look it up because the Wi-Fi is down, right? Mm-hmm. So she goes, she's resetting the Wi-Fi. And then the police chief, he did a great job. So I'll give him that. The police chief who goes out to confront Terry, Aaron Pierre's character, they kind of have what they call a pissing contest, right?
Mm-hmm. You do not stand in my station in front of my officers and set terms.
Well, I wasn't aware it was a pissing contest.
Come on now. Isn't it always?
So whatever I say, my cousin...
You could offer me eternal life or a catfish sandwich, and the answer would still be the same.
And this is exactly what it was. They were one up each other. The dialogue was there. The intensity was there. In the back of your mind, you know that she's also still trying to pull up information about him, and we don't know what this acronym is that he's been labeled with, right? And so there's a lot going on in that scene. I was like, okay. Now I'm thinking,
yeah,
we're finally getting something. We're getting somewhere.
Up. You thought we were going up. Mm-mm.
That was the pinnacle of the movie for me. And the problem is that is so early on in the movie.
Yeah.
After that
was about 20 minutes in. Then after that, we had another about hour and 40 minutes of I don't know what or why.
No.
Was 2 hours.
When we finally got to the brawl or the shootout or the all these things. There were moments where I zoned out. So I was like, wait, who's this guy? Wait, who's that guy? Right? So moments I zoned out. But then also, I don't feel like the final fight sequence, it was just a little too far-fetched for me. That he was outside the police station and he gathered up all that ammunition and stuff. And he was so well trained and tactile that they just didn't like start blasting on that car and run up on him. Because movies do this. That there's like you off people one at a time. I did like some of the cinematography choices, the way that they chose to shoot him. Like there's a point where you see an officer come around from the car from the because it's cloudy because he's throwing all those tear gas and bombs and all this stuff. You see him come from around the car and then he goes off of camera. The camera goes down and he's crawling under the car. Cool. I like that stuff visually. But again, it was almost, an hour 50, almost 2 hours into the movie. I said, y'all could have did this a while ago, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't see that scene.
It was towards the end.
At that point, I was scrolling on Pinterest. I was looking at recipes for smoothies. I ain't seen it. This was not for me. It was a disappointment. I enjoyed the eye candy that they gave us. Thank you for that. And that is Aaron Pierre. We appreciate that. This one wasn't for me. I don't see myself watching this or recommending this for anyone else to watch. I'm ready to go ahead and give my rating. I'm gonna go ahead and just gonna have to do it. It's a Stacey Dash for me, dog.
Dang.
I was so bored. I was so bored. Recently we've been watching things that haven't been good, but I haven't been bored. I was bored. I was so bored. Even the scenery was boring. It was all the trees looked the same. Everybody looked the same.
This was in some podunk town.
It just was. It was just boring. This is Stacey Dash for me. What you got?
There were moments that I enjoyed visually, and then that scene I told you about, I enjoyed. And then I also enjoyed the exchanges between Aaron Pierre and the young female officer.
I got her name.
What's her name?
Officer Jessica, played by, I think it's Janee.
Okay. She was perfect. And I liked at some point, they kind of agreed without saying that, look, we're the only two in the immediate proximity. Are you gonna help me out or what? And there was just like this unspoken agreement where she now granted, she never just didn't do her job. She wasn't I'm against the force, and no, these are people she works with that she spends time around and stuff like this. So
yeah,
there's that element, but she was also like, if they get you, I ain't gonna let them do you like that. So I like those moments and stuff. And,
it's cool.
There was some potential here. I don't think that with 5 years of production and changes and so much, a lot of people are ranting and raving that in the end, the right person got chosen for the role, whatever. I really think y'all just get lost in Aaron Pierre's eyes.
Which is easy to do. I'm just saying.
Whatever. I just think that's where it comes from, is that he is like a model type of guy that you want to see him win, or you don't mind watching him on screen. And I see a lot of people saying they really enjoyed this, whereas the real us,
come on,
the people who are like us, who are watching stuff and saying, let's look at the movie, not just the actor in the movie. Let's look at the story and how it played. If you're looking at it for that reason, you're not gonna really enjoy this, I don't think. You're gonna get bored because it just drags a little bit. If you're just there to see something nice on screen, have fun. You got 2 hours of it, right? But I don't think that with Aaron's career being so young, I don't think this is his best work yet. I don't think I think it's not. This ain't it. This will come down the list of whatever work he's got coming up, because he's obviously going to get a lot more work because y'all just love to see it. Yeah. So for me,
we'll see him in Mufasa, and we'll look forward to that. But as for this,
for me, it's a Kevin Hart. Only because I enjoyed some of the visual cinematic choices, some of the exchange, and then just that particular scene of dialogue and the fight choreography. Not for the main the thing at the end, when it's just him, the police chief, and the other officer. That was fun. I could have just watched that scene and been satisfied. Y'all would have got so many points had I just watched that and left it. But y'all didn't. So if you've been watching for this long, if you've been watching us for this long, you may as well hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. If you've seen this movie, did you watch it with rose-colored? Well, not even rose. What color is his eyes? Blue. Did you watch it with sapphire-colored glasses on? Or did you watch this movie and think, what a drag? Well, I really like to know. As always, I've been TeaRon. You can find me on Instagram at TeaRon World, on TikTok at TeaRon with 2 underscores on the end. You can find Ubiquitous Blacks all over the social media at Ubiquitous Blacks. If you have any recommendations that you'd like to send our way, you want to be a guest on the pod, we're open to collaborating. We're open to having a good time. ubiquitousblacks@gmail.com. et cetera, et cetera. Feel free to hit that super thanks button. Also, you can send us a text if you are listening to this as an audio medium. And you could also donate to the show there. You can support us. And if you do, any donations that go to this platform will be used to just make it bigger and better. And we'll do some more fun and exciting, and hopefully eventually some cool exclusive stuff too. But that being said, Tiera, where can they find you?
Ooh, cool exclusive stuff. Okay. All right. So exclusive. I ain't heard about it. I'm just kidding. You guys can find me on my website, which is TeaRaTakes.com, or on social media, which is TeaRa Takes Travel, TieraTakes Travel. Or you can also find me on my YouTube channel, TeaRa Takes Travel. I'm over there doing, of course, travel content. So come over, stop by, say hello, say what's up. And I'm going to echo TeaRon like I always do. If you have suggestions, recommendations, situations, libations, whatever you got, you want to send it our way, go ahead and do that. We will be happy to receive that. So, yeah.
Well, for some of you all, the buck stops here. For audio listeners exclusively, we'll just chat for a few more minutes and then we'll be done. But hey, if you want more, there's a pinned comment, a link to the more that we're giving you. Click it, join us, let's converse, let's chat, 5-star ratings and reviews, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Until then, we'll see you all next week. Peace out.